Oh, yeah. Live service games use fake randomness and fake Facebook friends to manipulate players into spending money.
This is wild. And also the most expected thing ever.
Oh, yeah. According to a recent article by indie developer Adrian Laurent, predatory live service games have developed a suite of insidious tactics meant to manipulate players into making purchases that go even beyond dark patterns and aggressive microtransactions. These games are collecting information on player behavior and then algorithmically adjusting the game's difficulty, loot drop odds, and microtransaction pricing in order to extract as much money as possible by keeping players within the frustration zone. The frustration zone is a thing that we heard recently about Tarkov as well. For example, if a player, not that Tarkov does exactly this, but they use it for other means. For example, if a player is advancing faster than expected, they will get worse odds for random drops, and the game will become more difficult than it is for other players. If the player is a habitual big spender, they are less likely to be offered deals on microtransactions and may even have the difficulty and prices jacked up specifically for them. In some cases, the price of the same value microtransaction can be several times more expensive for certain players. It feels like geo-blocking prices, which is normally done so that countries that don't have as strong of currency and GDP and stuff can still afford to buy and play your game, is being used in the opposite to just make it worse for everyone, which is kind of epic. Laurent points to Nexon, the Korean MMO dev that was fined $9 million for manipulating loot box odds to optimize player spending earlier this year. But he likewise says that manipulation of randomness to coerce more money out of players isn't a problem specific to Nexon, but rather a normal practice within the live service gaming industry.
That's
which
wild.
I'm adding this here. This is not what this person said, but which is probably why when you see live service games fail and they feel like they failed because they were a live service, the company makes the next game a live service anyways. Is because they're looking for that loot box of their own at the end of the rainbow. While this practice is extremely common, the sheer number of variables in a typical live service game make it extremely difficult for a player to tell whether they're being manipulated or simply the victim of bad luck. It also makes it incredibly difficult to prove, given that many publishers are not transparent about their drop odds or even lie about those odds.
Yeah, man. It reminds me of the gambling websites that sponsor streamers and literally give them money to gamble and then manipulate it so they win.
Yeah. Wild. Further, Laurent says that some live service games are using bots posing as real players or even falsely posting a Facebook friend as the player in the high score board, both to make
Facebook friend of the player in the high score board.
Yeah. Both to make the player believe that they're performing surprisingly well before jacking up the difficulty and to create fake rivalries, which is going to push people more, especially to spend money, naturally, because you want to be better or at least competitive with your friends. If you feel like you're falling behind and you're trying as hard as you can, you might be more incentivized to spend money. Yeah, it's rough. Mr. Lawrence suggested solutions for the problem. What can we do about it? As a player, be aware. Understand that randomness in games is often manipulated and personalized. Investing money might not give you as much of an advantage as you think, and be aware that your game experience can differ significantly from other players. 2, if a game studio you once cherished starts using predatory tactics, don't expect it to revert to its previous ethical standards. The developers who oppose such tactics have left or lost their influence. If a studio backtracks due to backlash, they may often just try to hide their tactics better. Some people also might not have left or lost their influence. They might just care more about money now. Support ethical studios. Choose to support game studios that align with your values and stay true to your own values. As a developer, advocate for transparency. Transparency is crucial for healthy studios and games. Manipulating randomness to include elements players would disapprove of is a slippery slope. And 2, challenge unethical practices. Monetization stakeholders do not have a monopoly on ethics. If a tactic conflicts with your values, it is fair to openly challenge it.
There's a lot more in terms of legislative solutions, but I mean, that's
it's rough. I'm super not surprised.
Yeah,
this is often we often go pretty hard in the paint on the whole microtransactions thing, and some people don't like it. This is a large part of why, though. You are just straight up being manipulated. Yeah. If it's a free game, you played a bunch, you want to support it, you buy some skins, that's one thing.
This is just so
this
skeezy.
This is a completely different level. Yeah.
And you know what? I do wonder sometimes if part of my, well, just don't buy it attitude is that I grew up in a different time, right? When this wasn't normal, and now that this seems normal, people are more easily susceptible to it.
Yeah.
Like the amount of money some of these mobile games are printing is
crazy,
unfathomable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable sometimes.
Also didn't understand how popular mobile games were, and then trying to take public transit more often has revealed how popular mobile games are. It's all over the place. It's crazy.
Candy Crush, as of September 2023, had reached over $20 billion in lifetime revenue. With a B. Billion.
Candy Crush specifically, not King?
Yeah, just Candy Crush. Wow. Candy Crush Saga.
Why are we making YouTube videos?
Yeah, really.
Dan, we're making YouTube videos because we didn't think of that.
Ugh. Luke, this is your fault.
That is true.
This is your fault.
That is true. I'll take the blame for that. Yeah. Yep. That's true.
Also, we have integrity.
Integrity Farms. Let's go.
How could we have integrity?
I mean, I don't know.
Waste of time.
As soon as you say you have integrity, you've already lost the game, I think. But
now everyone lost the game.
We're just, not that game.
No, Luke, you can't do that publicly.
Oh, why did you do that?
I got so many people right there.
What a low integrity thing to do.
Woo! That might be one of the biggest. That's pretty big.
Anyway,
pretty big.
The reason that we don't use...
Oh, I got you all.
The reason we don't manipulate people in this way is because we don't believe it's right. That's the answer to that question. The reason we don't sell anybody's data, that we have plenty of people's data, through the forum, through the store. The reason we don't sell any of that is because we don't think it's right. That's simple. You know the other reason?
Why?
It's not necessary.
Yeah, we're doing good.
You can make plenty of money.
We're doing good.
Operating an ethical business.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I'm fine. We got 100 employees.
More than that.
Yeah, I've lost track. That's why I just say 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep it simple.
Yeah, you just say over 100.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it doesn't really matter much.
The point is that you don't have to. So that's what saddens me about this kind of thing, is that they don't have to.
Yeah.
So why?
I mean, because it's quick, probably. I suspect a lot of these... It's really hard to make a game that actually catches on and people actually play. And then once you do, if you were never in it in the first place for the art of creating a game, which I think a lot of people are, but if you weren't in it for that reason, you're just trying to cash out, And people work at those types of companies for a reason. They want the money. They want the dollars, man.
Corey, as the name says, at Linus, as a small business owner with integrity, I can affirm that I'm nearly out of debt. Heck yeah.
Nice. Good job.
Do it.
Going.
Do it. Go hard.
Pre-congrats for when it happens.
Yeah.
That's big.
Heck yeah. I'm not yet, but working on it.
Yeah, but
I have...
That is aggressively your fault.
I have been multiple times. And then every time I'm just like...
a giant lab and a badminton center at the same time!
Let's go all in again, boys. It's just kind of my thing.
My goodness.
Yeah. I know.
I'm not there yet.